Back inside the Siegel Center, the starting lineups have just been introduced for both teams. VCU rounding out the ceremonies before the start of the ball game. Speaking of those lineups, brought to you by Sonic. There they are. Sebastian Thomas, the freshman. He's been playing more and more for Rhode Island, getting the start. In fact, David Cox said he thought about going a different route because of Ace Baldwin and how good the VCU defense is. No Vince Williams in the starting lineup, but don't worry about that when it comes to the VCU Rams, because he is scheduled to play. And for more on that, here's AJ Ross.
That's right, Tom. It was a toss-up tonight whether Vince Williams Jr. would start or not, and a few minutes ago it was decided he's going to come off the bench. Williams missed the last couple games with a lingering calf injury, so I talked with the team trainer who told me they've been working on strength and mobility, but Williams looked really good during pregame warm-ups. He's also incorporating some cupping into his rehab, so this ultimately comes down to a pain management issue, with Williams dictating tonight how much he can handle and how much he's going to play, guys.
You know, AJ, it's so interesting. We were here in Richmond for the Richmond VCU game. He played so well, and he was fine. And then he woke up the next day. That's when the calf was bothering him. So it's a huge boost if he's able to give VCU some time tonight.
22 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists against Richmond.
There's David Cox in his 4th season as the head coach of Rhode Island. Ryan O'Connell's at center court. We're ready to go, and VCU will control the tip and go on offense with their new uniforms right out of the gates.
You would look good in one of those.
I don't know. It would have to be a lot larger than these.
Quick movement is the name of the game for them. Turnovers has been very, very much problematical. When we think of VCU, we think of them turning the other team over. But they are having actually more turnovers this year than their opponents for Mike Rhodes.
How about that look from Mike Rhodes right out of the gate? He went back and peeked at the bench.
Don't worry, Mike. There's almost 40 minutes left.
Here's Sebastian Thomas, the freshman, running the point. Ace Baldwin is on him. Baldwin says, I always try to get the guy I'm covering to come nowhere near his minutes and his point total. First shot for Rhode Island is no good. Mitchell got the rebound but couldn't get it to go.
Look at that pass up the floor. I would love to play with Ace Baldwin if I'm a 2-guard or a wing guy.
Curry puts it on the deck, heads to the basket, off the glass, no good. Gets his own rebound, and he's fouled going up. That'll be Makai Mitchell who's called for the foul. Let me correct that. It's going to be Sebastian Thomas. Here's the keys to the game.
Rhode Island's got to find some perimeter shooting, and Mitchell's got to block shots. Limit the turnovers, VCU, and you got to shoot well from 3-point range, which they are certainly capable of doing. That is Makai right there, and David Cox having to coach twins. I'd get confused, I'd be yelling at one guy and say, hey, my brother did that.
I'm thankful that they have different hairstyles. That would make it a little easier. To the free throw line is Curry. His first one. Curry's 71% on the year.
He's a very experienced player. He's been around here for a long time. Senior, 6'4", 180. He can play. He does a lot of quality things at both ends. Full court pressure. I don't think they'll be trapping early in the game. This is just to wear the opponents down. Here comes the trap now at the 10-second line.
Yeah, Leggett gave it up in the wrong slot. The ball goes out of bounds. Brown Jones got a hand on it.
Take a look at this. The trap is at the 10-second line. They don't foul. They stay far away from the player so they don't get tempted into fouling him by slapping at the ball. There are techniques, Tom, to trapping.
And that's textbook right there.
Beautiful.
To use the half-court stripe as an extra defender almost.
Yep.
Here's Nunn, high post right side, cut off, and a traveling violation. So that's 2 turnovers for VCU out of the gate.
Yeah. One a ball handling by Ward, and then over-penetration by Nunn. In college basketball this season, I am seeing a lot of guys get out of control and drive into traffic, and they don't make plays.
Just underway, early going. You might think these two teams are going to put a ton of points up on the board. That's a backboard violation,
That is an inexperienced guard right there. When you play against this type of defense, As you get to the 10-second line, you back up. He goes across the 10-second line, then backs up. Clear violation. About 8 feet before you get to the line, you back up, dribble, reverse the ball to the other side of the floor.
You know, we talked to David Cox at practice today, and you could tell he was a little concerned about starting the freshman. He said, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to roll the dice with it.
Yeah, well, he's going to get Shepard in the game quickly, I can tell you that.
And Curry loses it out of bounds. And it was untouched by Rhode Island. I did think that the Rams touched it last, but here is Shepard.
Yeah, Shepard, when they played last year, had 13 points and 6 rebounds in the game. So he's a much more experienced player than Sebastian Thomas. So he knows, and he's played against this. Back up and reverse it.
Oh, that's perfect. And he's into the paint. He falls to the ground. And a turnover forced by VCU. Here comes Nunn, the freshman, in transition. And Baldwin called for traveling violation. Bob, what is going on?
Right now, guys are playing out of control. They want to win so badly. They want to play fast so badly that they're totally out of control at the offensive end. There has not been a quality shot in the game yet.
So 4 turnovers for VCU. Shepard double team, got rid of it to Mitchell up top. McHale to the baseline to his brother Mackay. His pull-up jumper no good. They'd like him to dive to the basket, not take that jumper all the time.
But when his man leaves him, he's got to find open space for the pass.
That ball's off the fingertips of Ward out of bounds. I don't know. I'm kind of getting jittery now because of all the turnovers.
Ward is going after the ball with one hand too much. He's also passing with one hand too much. He's 6'9", athletic, an important player to this team, but you got to go for the ball with 2 hands.
Bob, that's 5 turnovers for VCU in the first 2.5 minutes.
Every possession except one. Yeah. So Curry went in there and got fouled. They are using the 10-second line as a guidance. The outlet lead, that's where you want to trap. Now they'll play straight. If somebody turns their back with the dribble, on a spin dribble, they'll go and try to trap him.
Leggett puts it on the deck, heads to the basket. Tough reverse layup. He lays it in. That was not an easy shot. The average is 8.5 per game. Curry tries to answer with an extra pass to Nunn. Back to Curry. The freshman Nunn. Plenty of time of the shot clock. Baldwin.
That was almost a turnover there.
Sure was. Curry with a curl. And a nice look inside to Brown Jones. Sliced it right through the defense.
You notice they took more time to get that shot. Instead of going early in the shot clock, they make the defense rotate a little bit more.
Elamine brought it up, got it to Shepard. Mackay, Mitchell, off the glass, too strong. The ball out of bounds. It'll be VCU basketball.
We haven't had much scoring so far in the game, but the ones we have been pretty good. Nice slip, nice English off the backboard, and then right here, nifty pass, as you described it, right into the lane. Brown Jones, 3-2, home team.
And there is Vince Williams Jr. He got a nice round of applause as he came into the ballgame. AJ mentioned this, and she was right on. At practice today, or shoot around, he was excellent, moving every which way.
He looked great.
Puts the ball on the floor, into the paint, gave up his dribble. They know where he is. Curry, step back 3. It's good.
Impact of Williams immediately. You notice how they weren't wild when he was there? He took his time, made the play. He is so important to this team's offense.
And he averages 3.5 assists per game, which you may not think is that big of a deal, but it is for somebody his size. Elamine into the paint. Runner is no good. And Ward with the rebound.
Nice play by Curry. He understands. He's a senior. Let's not go crazy here.
Ward working against Mitchell. He's just having a tough time holding on to the basketball. Williams for 3. It's good.
Who's the MVP of this team?
I think he's made an impact already.
Oh, man.
It's an 8-0 run for VCU on top 9-2. Williams wants it again. To the extra pass to the corner for Curry. Yes! It's an early 11-0 run for VCU. It stretched its lead to 10, 12-2. This game is important on a number of different levels. I mean, Davidson is playing so well. St. Louis is starting to play better and better, but VCU wants one of the top 4 spots in the Atlantic 10 standings going into the postseason. You know, Davidson, you can say they're in the tournament because they're such a good team. St. Louis is right on the doorstep of it in the Atlantic 10. Meanwhile, for Rhode Island, I mean, they've lost 5 straight. Bob, you coached for a long time. How do you stop a 5-game losing streak?
I'll tell you got to get lucky, and you got to do something different with your team, whatever that might be. David Cox tried to start a different player in this game, but when you come in here, even though they've had good successes, you can see here, so far they have continued with their poor offensive showing in the last 5 games. In the Atlantic 10, in the conference tournament, the top 4 teams get a double bye. There's 14 teams in the league. The bottom 4 play the first day. So if you're in the top 4, you get a double bye. That's very, very important.
David Cox told us also today, he said, I'm hoping that our success against VCU in recent years will relax the players a little bit, and maybe we'll play better. He said, listen, I've tried everything. Yeah. He hasn't been through this in his 4 years. He's had a very successful run with Rhode Island. Mitchell goes to the basket strong, and it's going to be a blocking foul called on Vince Williams.
It's so loud in here, the players did not even hear the whistle that time. When Vince Williams hits the deck after this calf injury, if I'm Mike Rhodes, I'm gasping for air. He slides over. He's outside the restricted arc, but he didn't really get there. He fouled him twice. Right here, ball on the rim.
Yeah, that's his first foul, first team foul.
Mitchell is not a good free throw shooter. So in the scouting report, when you know a guy's a poor free throw shooter, blocking out, you have to, the other guys on the lane for Rhode Island have to step in and try to tip the ball back. See if you can get that back.
So Antoine Walker, the veteran, transfer from Georgetown in the game, local guy. He's from outside of Washington, D.C. Mitchell's second shot is no good. And DeLoach with the rebound, who had a huge game against Duquesne for VCU.
He's a big guy too, 6'9", 220. The guy with the big hair is the best shooter on this team. Sahonis, number 5 for VCU.
And Curry stepped out of bounds, so that's 6 turnovers for VCU. Yeah, there's Sahonis' hair. I think we're all envious of that.
Yeah.
Here's Curry, right there. Lamar Simpson, right on it.
Next year we should tell Curry that they're going to lengthen the court by 8 inches and that play won't happen.
So Curran in for the first time for VCU.
Frequent substitutions is the norm. When you play for the Rams of VCU, you extend so much energy.
Well, that was a good look inside. And Mekhi Mitchell couldn't finish it, but it looked like he was fouled, so he was going to get a couple shots.
After the whistle, guys were hanging on the rim here. This is a great entry pass over the defense. He hangs on a little too long there.
I had to correct that. I said it was Mekhi. It was Mikhail. Mekhi is on the bench.
Walker, number 5 in the game, as you explained, is 6'7" and about 230. He's a vicious rebounder. He averages 8 points and 5 rebounds a game and shoots only 61% from the field.
Amazing.
So you know he's always close to the basket.
Mitchell's second free throw he's made tonight. Well, the thing about Walker, and David Cox said this today, is, you know, he wants to play as a starter, but he understands his role as a sort of leader off the bench for this team.
Yep. He brings power.
Well, Mitchell's made 3 of 4 for the free throw line.
The only 2 guys ahead of Walker in terms of field goal percentage in the league are Brajkovic and Holmes from Dayton.
Sahonis will pull up for a 3, and it's off the front of the rim, no good. That's a strong rebound from Malik Martin. And here's Shepard for 3, and it's good. That's the first 3 of the night for Rhode Island.
Shepard did not start. He's experienced. He knows that if you take too long to shoot against VCU, you're liable to get a turnover.
Williams open for 3, off the front of the rim. Baldwin into the paint. They didn't defend him after he slid through the free throw line.
No blockouts. He is a strong guy.
He sure is.
Interesting, the two best players on this team are left-handed. Both Williams and Ace Baldwin. This is tough right here. He needs to be doubled.
Williams came over to help out. That opened up Malik Martin, and Martin is fouled going up, and he's going to get a couple of free throws.
I like the substitutions by David Cox. Walker and Martin are two powerful guys, and when they come in off the bench, they average 15 a game. Watch the double team and the slide to the basket. That is great execution by Rhode Island. Terrific pass right there. Ball fake, that's what you want. You're going to take some hits when that happens.
Yeah, that foul is on Kern.
Nice coach-player interaction there.
And Martin to the line, 76% for the year. Missed the first one. Levi Stockard in for the first time for VCU. Williams will take a seat. Hason Ward is back in for the Rams as well.
Well, Stockard brings a little beef to go against the Mitchell brothers. Hason Ward is giving away about 30 pounds to them.
Martin makes the second one. Makai Mitchell is back in. McCall Mitchell is out.
Now, where are the points going to come from here for VCU?
They've been coming from Hason Ward, who just had the basketball. He was just early on having trouble holding on to the ball. He had a good game against Richmond. Followed up with back-to-back solid games against Dayton and Duquesne.
Baldwin has to shoot more here.
He sure does.
With this group.
They thought about a high-low. Shot clock is at 5. Tough pass. That's 7 turnovers already.
Yeah, and 3 of them are on Ward. I mean, with this lineup in right now, Shahonis can shoot the ball, number 5. And, of course, Baldwin can score. Everybody else on the floor, not so much. So the defense is going to have to hold in. Rhode Island is a little bit more comfortable. Carried it with the ball, didn't play last game. He's back. He's a solid big guard. Look at this defense, man. He would be annoying to play against. I can tell you that.
Walker.
See, Stockard's got him all the way off the lane.
Shot clock is at 2. Curry lets it fly. Off the back of the rim, no good. Ward with an aggressive rebound.
You notice how when he comes up the floor, his vision is always straight ahead. He's always looking for people.
Turnover number 8 for VCU. And Martin is fouled. He's going to go back to the free throw line for Rhode Island. 11:50 to play here in the first half. It's been a stop-and-go start for both Rams. There you go, the turnover story. Points off turnovers, though, is that low for Rhode Island? Should it be more based on what they've been able to do?
Yeah. I think so.
Martin to the free throw line. He's got a couple of shots here. He's 1 of 2 so far. Let's check in with A.J. Ross.
Well, Tom, Coach Mike Rhodes just hung his head in frustration after that 8th turnover. You can tell it's really eating at him, and it's not the standard for this team. Also, during that timeout, I could venture to say that that was a point of emphasis for this team, because as you mentioned, they can't just give those away and give points to Rhode Island.
Absolutely, A.J. Here's Sahonis getting across the timeline. He traveled. That's number 9. I know we keep saying it. You know, we're used to point totals and statistics left and right. I mean, this is an oddity.
Yeah, it is an oddity. I mean, they're more than halfway to a full game, and we still got 10 minutes to go, 11 minutes to go in the first half. Now, the mistake that Shahonis made right there is he crossed the 10-second line and picked up his dribble.
Shepard running the point.
I'm sorry, he wants to play well, man. At halftime, we need to bring a psychiatrist for both Rhodes and Cox at halftime. Help them out a little bit.
AJ's right, though. The facial expressions that Michael's had on the sideline have been priceless with these turnovers. Baldwin winding up the floor.
You know, the other thing is these teams know each other very well.
And their styles, too. Baldwin, runner no good. Ball's tipped. Ward, right place, right time. That's where he's been able to get a lot of his points recently, being in the right spots.
Indeed. But I like the shot. That's a quality shot.
Third offensive rebound. Shepherd, high arcing three. It's good. Very little spin, but a lot of height. And the ball is tipped out of bounds by Shepherd.
He's the best player on the floor for Rhode Island. And I think David Cox did not start him, wanted to bring him off the bench. And I think it's motivated him. He's really doing a good job in this game. He's not afraid to shoot the ball early in the clock. When his man leaves him to double team, he's going to be open.
El-Amin and Leggett are in. It's a little smaller lineup on the perimeter for Rhode Island.
And with the twins in the post.
Baldwin hesitates a little bit, finds Nunn up top. Nunn, step back three over the top of Makai Mitchell. It's no good. How about this?
Interesting, Williams has been out.
Yep. Yeah, again, they're trying to manage his minutes tonight.
That's a hard way to coach. Stockard pushed on that one. The thing is, when you play a lot of guys, you don't have to worry too much about individual foul trouble. You have to worry about team fouls, but not so much individually.
Well, there's Williams. He's on the bike trying to stay loose.
That calf can tighten up on you.
There's McHale to the baseline. Stockard bouncing on him. Outside from Makai. His jumper no good. Curry with the rebound.
42-inch vertical by Curry. Best on the team.
He was up there.
He was.
They go inside for Stockard. Stockard spin move. A lot of bouncing going on and a traveling violation.
Oh, that's a. He got bumped by Mitchell. The refs didn't see the first bump. Well, maybe they did.
Yeah,
I saw it.
Lamar Simpson called the technical, and I think it's going to be on Stockard.
I think that's what he did, but Stockard got hit first by Mitchell. Second guy gets caught. They might look at it and see both. Watch this.
There's
See?
one.
Mitchell hits him.
Yeah, now
he hits back.
The officials just said that it's going to be against Mitchell.
Okay, because he started this. He just bumps right into him. Might give it to both guys, though. That usually settles both coaches down.
All right, so they did give it to both.
Yeah. That's pretty common in college basketball.
And is that just to kind of slow things down a little bit?
I think so. You know, and both guys actually did some physicality. So right here, Mitchell starts it, bumps him with his chest. And when there's a double, no shots are taken. And from the point of interruption is where the ball is put into play. So Rhode Island had it, so they will get it here.
Yeah, and each team is assessed a team foul, obviously, than the two individual fouls.
Yep.
9:59 left to play in the first half. It's a 4-point lead for VCU.
You talk about spurts and non-spurts.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And by the way, both players to the bench for each team.
Yeah, you want it. That's coach's decision. That's not required. Shepherd with the ball knows how to play against VCU.
Me back to Shepherd.
Keep an eye on Shepherd when he gets double teamed.
Ward picks him up. Leggett looked in. Leggett into the paint. Caught. Shot clock under 10. Here's Makai Mitchell.
No double.
Cut off by Ward. Ward might have got a piece of that. Walker with the rebound for Rhode Island. And right back up. No good. Makai Mitchell with the board. He'll pull it out. Shot clock is at 20.
They're a good rebounding team.
Walker tried a high-low. That was a tough pass, too.
Too low. Throw it up. He's 6'10".
You know, Bob, you said that. Makai Mitchell was pointing to the sky. He thought the same thing.
Yep.
And another turnover for VCU. Spin move by Mitchell. Bounce pass to Walker. Well, same thing.
David Cox is saying, no.
Well, that'll be a foul on Walker, trailing Vince Williams.
Mike Roach has a tough thing with Vince Williams in this game. because he knows that it's a long season, a lot of games left. He certainly doesn't want to re-injure, which he's not going to take any chances on that. He wouldn't. And Williams gets in the game and calms them down immediately when he first came in. And he made a three, and he had a couple of assists right away. But, you know, when you miss a couple of games, you get out of game shape.
So Nunn will run the point, goes to Curry. Curry, right side of the lane, is bumped to the ground by Mekhi Mitchell. And 2 shots for KeShawn Curry.
You know what I'm wondering, Tom? When Curry comes off that screen like that, he's got a wide open shot at the Atlantic 10. Right there, stop and shoot it. Instead, drives hard. Now he gets the foul here. But they've been doing that all game long and driving into traffic and missing shots as well. So the inclination is to take it hard to the basket. Can I tie my shoe, he said. You have to be able to read lips when you coach.
I'm telling you about it. That is top flight analysis right there.
Normally you get 10 seconds to shoot a free throw when the ref gives you the ball.
Curry makes the first one. Stockard on the bench, just picked up a technical. Baldwin on the bench for VCU. Second shot for Curry. That's good. 18-12. 8:48 to play, first half. Pass to Mitchell. Tough off the glass, no good. Got his own rebound. It's in and out. And they're going to count it. They're going to say there was some activity on the cylinder, that the net was pulled down.
You make the call. Is the ball on the rim? The guy did not touch the ball when it was on the rim, but the net was pulled accidentally.
Yep.
So not a bad call. If I was still coaching, I'd be complaining like crazy.
It probably didn't discourage the shot from going in, but they have to call it that way.
Yep. And you called it right. He tugged the net, not the rim.
Williams up top to Curry. DeLoach back to Curry, open for 3, and it's good. Nothing but net. That was a really good play by VCU. 21-14, Elamine, baseline. It's going to remain Rhode Island basketball.
Rhode Island's doing a great job on the offensive glass.
These two teams, of course, their mascot is the Ram. They're both a little different. There's Vince Williams, who's had an impact in his first leg in this game. Not so much the second time, but he's going to stay in, which is a good thing.
Yeah, he's got 3 points and 2 assists. He's only played 5 minutes so far. And so I don't think there's a strict minutes calculation for him. I think Mike Rhodes just has to do this by feel. And clearly when he is in the game, things run more smoothly for the VCU Rams.
Again, he was coming off a game in which he had 22 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists against Richmond. Woke up the next day. That's when the calf was bothering him. KeShawn Curry called for that foul for VCU.
And Curry's got 12 points in this game, and his career high, I think, is 14. Take a look at this. A backdoor cut, and help comes. Both he and Williams were on it. A nice play by Rhode Island. When you're playing against VCU, you have to go backdoor some.
Now Leggett to the line. You know, Rhode Island has the 3rd most free throw attempts in the Atlantic 10. They average about 20 per game.
It's because, number 1, they go inside to Mitchell, and number 2, they attack the glass, so they're getting shots close to the rim, and they're being fouled on those particularly.
He missed both, and neither one of these teams are good free throw shooting teams collectively. VCU at 66%, Rhode Island at 65%.
They're the worst 2 in the conference.
They are. Sahonis over the top of Mitchell, and it's no good. Here comes Martin up the floor, got it to the baseline for Walker. Walker goes out to Mitchell. He's looking at the shot clock. He's thinking, I might be able to get this one. Back to Walker. Walker in the paint. Threw it up, no good. Williams with the rebound. And that is not a smart foul. That's against Ishmael Leggett.
Full court pressure by the Rhode Island Rams here. This is the first time in the game they're doing this. There's an old adage in coaching, you press a pressing team. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's why it's an adage and not a definitive thing.
7-point lead for VCU. 7 minutes to play here in the first half. Shot clock is at 5. They go inside, and DeLoach cannot convert. He just lost it on a real strong bounce.
That's 2 plays in a row that DeLoach has made serious errors.
That is 13 turnovers. Mitchell throws an air ball up. Ball is pinballed around. Here comes Williams. It's 4-on-4. Oh, that's a nice move by the freshman. He couldn't convert, though. Rhode Island has converted one of its last 8 field goals, and that one's a little easier, and Walker's able to lay it in.
I like the way that Rhode Island is staying with things here. Despite the fact of getting a lot of turnovers and missed shots early, they're staying with it. They're playing better. They are taking advantage of bad plays by VCU, running the floor.
Williams, he tried to slam it home even on that bad calf, but he started a little too early. And the side of the rim stuffed him. Now Rhode Island with a made 3 can make this a 2-point game. Shepard.
They are resting on offense.
Yeah, they are. Make Shepard call for the carry. 8 turnovers for Rhode Island.
Vince Williams on the move. You're right. He jumped from way too far out. And that could hurt your shoulder. You hit it hard like that, and it makes your shoulder go backwards.
He'll check out. Watch and see if he goes back onto the bike.
Well, at least they've got Ace Baldwin back in the game. And he has not played up to his standards in this game so far.
No, he has 4 turnovers.
Yeah, not his normal game.
Sahonis for 3, and it's no good. Rebounds by Mikal Mitchell. Shepard slowly up the floor. Shepard goes to the basket, trying to sidewind it down to Mitchell, and it rolls, kind of trickled out of bounds. Coming up on AT&T 5G at the half, Adam Zucker, Shelvin Mack, John Rothstein, and Gary Parrish are in the studio. They'll have scores and highlights from around college basketball. Inbounds goes to Mikal Mitchell, into the paint. Long step toward the basket. He's fouled by Hason Ward. And back to the free throw line is Rhode Island.
You mentioned it earlier. They take a lot of free throws. And right here, nobody doubles, so that's a signal to go. And because no double comes at all, Ward is in a bad position.
So Mitchell will get 2. They're 4 of 10 for the free throw line tonight. Wow. He got a comfortable bounce on that one. So this is what we're talking about, Bob.
Yep. Worst in the league, those 2 teams.
And it's hard to coach teams out of a shooting slump from the free throw line.
No doubt about it. One year I was coaching at Duke, and we led the nation in free throws. And I remember the writer said, well, what do you guys do? And Bill Foster, who was the head coach at the time, says, we recruit guys who can make free throws.
Ward with the handoff to Curry. Curry to Ward, alley-oop. Oh, man! Not only did he get it to go down, but he drew the contact and still stayed with it.
Seven foot 5.5 wingspan. 40-inch vertical jump combines to make this kind of play. Woo. Man, he grabbed his arm hard also. He just said nice pass. See that? Indeed it was.
Ward, a 47% free throw shooter. He came into this game 17 for his last 25 from the floor. Nearly 70%. He converts there.
He's from Barbados. And do you know that Barbados is at the equator? So it's hot there all the time.
Oof. I would not want to be there with any kind of a calf injury or anything like that. Sahonis with the steal. Here comes Baldwin. Back to Sahonis. He thought about it.
I like that.
Curry right through the defense, lays it in.
Career high, I believe.
14 points. Shepherd slips it. Mitchell jammed it, hung on to the rim a little bit, may have had some contact.
Somebody's open.
Sahonis is for three. Yes!
Mike Rhodes lets his guys play freely.
That'll be a pushing foul called, although the officials are going to talk about now a technical foul called on Hason Ward. Did they call a double technical again?
I don't know, but the officials got right in there quickly. Ryan's in there. 29-19 home team. We had a little bit of a scrum right here. Take a look right in here. Hason Ward pushes. Watch the official. He points to two players. So these may be offsetting like we had earlier.
It's interesting because you wonder if Malik Martin, if that was the player he pointed to for Rhode Island, if it was because he was clapping in his face, if that was part of it.
Yeah, could be.
We do know there is a foul on Ace Baldwin, so that's an individual foul prior to the technical. So that's VCU has been charged with a foul, and now the officials have taken a look at the video, and I think Brian O'Connell or Lamar Simpson will head over here to let us know what their decision was. Reminder, earlier we had double technicals.
Yes, double technicals, and then nobody shoots the free throws. And you just inbound the ball where it was interrupted. Let's take another look at this.
That's the foul on Ace Baldwin.
Yep. Mitchell pushed first again.
Oh, yeah, maybe it was against Mitchell and Hason Ward. Lamar Simpson's coming over. And he'll let Bob know. Wow. All right, so Rhode Island is going to make out on this one. Go ahead, Bob. Explain what Lamar...
Yeah, well...
The foul on Ace Baldwin, that's the first one.
That's the first one. And then I didn't hear everything he said because I'm wearing this mask here. And it's covering part of my ears. So you were right about Ace. He grabbed his arm on the way in. And then I think they're charging Ward and not Mitchell.
That is exactly what it is. Hason Ward is charged with a technical foul. All right, so first will be the shots for the Ace Baldwin foul. It's a 1-and-1 opportunity because they're saying he's not in the act of shooting. For VCU, it's 19 fouls. So Shepherd will shoot. And again, that's the foul on Baldwin.
Right.
It's a 1-and-1.
And now, if he makes them, you want to leave him up there. He's also the best free throw shooter on the team.
Great point.
At 82. So 1-and-1, and then two. So he misses that. Now they will likely let him shoot again for two shots for the technical.
Correct. And Rhode Island will get the basketball. That's why this is a big swing, because this is the largest lead of the night for VCU. All right, so he makes the first technical, and now he'll get a second one. And he converts that one. So they're 6 of 13 from the free throw line. You know, the VCU turnovers are a storyline, but Rhode Island's lack of ability for the free throw line tonight is also a story.
No doubt about it. That's a hard thing to fix for David Cox, I can tell you that. His team is playing hard. Both teams are playing hard. A little out of control, I would say. Right here, you want to score this time, too.
And Martin from 17, no good. Sahonis with the rebound for VCU.
He walked.
Go get it.
Williams fakes the handoff, gives it off to Curry. He's got a career-high 14, matches career-high. Williams from the corner, too strong. And Curry with the board. Curry, David Cox says, he said he balances us out.
Interesting.
A little composure.
Yep.
Mitchell twins are in the game together. There's the double team. Baldwin with the steal.
Eyes up. Make the right choice.
And Stockard lost it off the rim. Another turnover. That's 13 turnovers for VCU in this first half. And they have an 8-point lead. They have a 6-point lead. Kai Mitchell with the bucket. 29-23.
I'm starting to wonder about whether the passes are too hard. They're playing fast, throwing hard passes because guys are missing them. Rhode Island on the drive. He was going to hand off and felt that it was clear going to the basket, so that's an easy one. And Stockard fell down, coming behind. Mitchell's complaining he thought he had a foul. That's a play on call.
This will be 1-1 for Baldwin. Reverse the first one.
You know, 17 turnovers is a lot in a game, and that's what VCU averages. 13 in the first half is outrageously a lot.
Stockard takes the seat. And nice room service bounce off that rim. 4 points for Baldwin, 31-23. VCU's largest lead is 10 in this game. Sahonis on Curry, 2 transfers. Mitchell tried to go to his brother on the high-low, and the pass was off the mark. That's 11 turnovers now for Rhode Island.
Right here, way too far. Speaking of transfers, one of the best in the country plays for Davidson. Foster Lawyer from Michigan State has made a tremendous difference in this wonderful season that Davidson is having.
Williams, Curry off the mark at the first attempt, but not at the second one as he's coming down.
This is acrobatic for sure. This was a bad pass. He thought he was all the way at the three-point line, and you're right, he shoots it on the way down, gets whacked, and has the wherewithal to get it in the basket. If it weren't for Curry, they would be in deep trouble right now in terms of scoring.
And he converts. 17 for Curry. He has 17. He's got half their points in this game.
That's good and bad.
2 minutes to play. Curry to the basket. No. And here come the Rams at VCU. Curry right to the hoop, and he's fouled on the floor.
That was an unbelievable pass. Tom Brady would have been proud of this one. He threw it to a spot, not to a guy. Take a look at this pass. That pass is right on the money. What a play by Ace Baldwin there. This guy is a willing passer. He would prefer to pass, make an assist, than score, I think.
And Curry makes the first one. We'll get a second shot. Come on back, Mitchell brothers. Their teammates are laughing.
They were thinking he scored, and it was an and one. That's because they were at the other end of the floor.
Second shot.
On those turnovers, man, VCU gets down the floor in a hurry.
Yeah, Mike Rhodes says if you play good defense, I'll let you do what you want offensively. And the freshman, Sebastian Thomas, having trouble again. Gets it across the timeline to Leggett. Inside to Mitchell. He's fouled hard by DeLoach.
But you know what? That's a good play by DeLoach. They almost had a turnover. And you know that the other team that you're playing against is not good from the free throw line. So you go ahead and foul on a dunk. That's a good play. This is a nice pass by Leggett, cross side. He looked one way, past the other, and found the right guy.
So Makai Mitchell to the free throw line. Rhode Island 7 of 15, 7 of 16 from the free throw line.
That was Brick City right there.
13-point lead for VCU. Second free throw no good. DeLoach with the board, so it's an empty possession for David Cox's team.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Rhode Island's lost 5 consecutive games. Their shooting percentage in the non-conference was actually pretty good.
They've lost confidence, my friend.
They have. That's exactly right. Baldwin to Curry off the glass. You want to see rising confidence? Wow. Curry right there.
You got it. That guy moves without the ball. Very rarely you see him with the ball dribbling and trying to make a move.
He has 21 of the 38 points for VCU. 1 minute to play in the first half. The ball is loose. The foul is on Curry.
Let's take a look at Curry moving without the ball. He's on this side of the floor, and he's going to make this cut right there as the dribble begins. His man looks at the ball, and that's when he goes. That's beautiful moving without the ball, man. That's good basketball there.
That assist, it's listed as just the second for Baldwin. Mitchell missed again.
He's made so many good passes that guys have dropped in this game. He should have like
true.
7 assists.
That is true. Curry exits to a standing O.
Career high.
So 21 of the 38 points
in the first half.
Makai Mitchell's second free throw. That one's good. 8 of 19 of the Rhode Island Rams from the free throw line.
You go 2 for 1 here. With the shot clock where it is.
Sahonis for 3, too strong. He tried to draw the foul. DeLoach with the rebound. Here's Baldwin. Nice fake. Sets up for 3. Yes, sir! 41-24. 2-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Shepherd a little hesitation, doesn't get the roll. There's time for VCU.
Smart play here. You take the last shot, don't give the opponent the ball. You want Williams here.
Baldwin way downtown, no good. And that is the end of the first half.
He has been absolutely fantastic.
Let's check in with AJ Ross.
Well, Tom, it goes without saying those 13 first half turnovers by VCU really hurt. And Mike Rhodes said quite simply, you can't defend free throws. So he said they have to do better, especially since they are expending so much energy on defense. But his face just lit up when he started talking about KeShawn Curry and those 21 points in the first half. Meanwhile, speaking of sparks, Jeremy Shepherd was a huge spark for Rhode Island, especially against the VCU press. Coach David Cox says as far as stopping some of Curry's heat, look for both Ishmaels trading off, guarding him.
Yeah, Curry with 21 points. The rest of the team has 20. And AJ talked about the three-point shooting, and Bob talked about his accuracy. He was 3 for 3 in the first half from beyond the arc. He had no threes since December 15th before tonight. And a whistle blows and a foul right out of the gate. The first Ishmael El Amin.
Son of?
Khalid El Amin, who was such a good player at UConn.
Connecticut star. Nunn, number 23 for VCU, has not been involved in the game at all, and he averages 8 a game. Pretty good player. Freshman.
Baldwin,
that's him right there.
Yeah, Baldwin got it to Nunn.
I like the ball movement here.
Ward, traveling violation, so he's had many of the turnovers tonight.
Yeah. He lands with his feet close together, and that's how you travel. You can't, you know, when you're moving, you got to get, and when you come to a stop, you got to have your feet wide, or else you're going to fall over yourself and you're going to be traveling.
Lamine to leg it.
Ball's moving side to side,
Yep.
which is good.
That's Mikal Mitchell. Takes the handoff to his brother, gets it back to him. Shot clock at 10. And Mackay to the bucket. And let's check and see. Yep, count the bucket. Well, that's a good start for Rhode Island.
Absolutely. Mackay had 7 points in the first half. He was their leading scorer. You can see the wide open lane here. And he gets fouled clearly by Brown Jones.
What did David Cox tell us today at practice? You know, all three of us were sitting there chatting with him. He said he wants him to stop the mid-range, dive to the basket, which is what he did right there.
Yeah.
He said he's 6'9", 240 pounds.
The first thing for that is recognizing the lane, though. I think sometimes he doesn't even see that it's there.
Here's Curry, little hesitation. Ooh, how did he thread that needle? Hason Ward dribbles it back out. Shot clock at 7. Baldwin to Ward. He couldn't catch it. Pass was kind of behind him, but I think he'll probably tell you he should have grabbed it.
Yep. He had one in the first half that was spectacular.
And on the opposite end, Rhode Island nearly turns it over. Whistle blows. Offensive foul is called on Mikal Mitchell.
They surrounded him. Man, that was, I don't blame him for charging. He was just frustrated. He couldn't get out of the way. Watch this. How many guys are there? 3, almost 5 guys. I'll tell you what, and they slap at the ball, play position defense.
Yeah, who was guarding everybody else?
That's right. But you can't get it to them.
Right. Third foul.
I don't like dribbling too much with these guys. I mean, I think they need to move it a little bit more and let Ace do the dribbling.
And Mikal Jones has that blocked away by Mikal Mitchell. Elamine to Leggett. Runner, no good. Mitchell there for the rebound. He's pushed from behind, and he's fouled.
So the Mitchell brothers are doing a lot of work in this game. Running, and they got to get fatigued. So guys like Walker and Martin for Rhode Island are going to have to get more minutes in the second half. Hard drive to the basket along the baseline. The help comes, and of course there's the miss, and no block out. So the offensive board. Rhode Island is a very good rebounding team, defensively and offensive rebounds. They really crashed the glass, but they haven't get a lot of production out of that.
Whistle blows. And Mackay Mitchell is being talked to by Brian O'Connell.
Brian, one of the best officials in the country.
They called a delay of game.
That's a warning.
And he cannot convert the first one. He'll get a second shot. Substitutions.
You know, we haven't seen any flopping in this game, which is unusual because both of these teams try to take a lot of charges.
How much would you play Vince Williams in the second half if you maintain this kind of a lead?
That's a great question, Tom. I think I'd be very reticent to play him a lot. You got to play him some so he gets his legs back in terms of game conditioning. But I'm wondering right now if he's going to be stiff. Well, he's running by us right now. It looks like he's limping a little bit. You know, it'd be nice if he just touches the ball. They move it around for a little bit just so he can get some touches.
Here's Baldwin to the basket off the side of the rim. No good. Shepard with the board.
VCU takes a lot of shots that are contested.
Leggett pulls up for 3. It's good. He sized up the basket and let it go before the hand came in his face.
Indeed. 21 against UMass in their last game, 17 last year against VCU. But you don't get that kind of shot much against VCU, where you're in rhythm.
Yeah, his three-point shooting really picked up against UMass as Curry is fouled going up. That foul is going to be on Makai Mitchell.
Is this guy explosive or what? Man, I think he could make money running track, you know, on the professional level. Watch this burst. Are you kidding me? And he's got a 43-inch vertical.
Yeah, he recognized that he had a bigger guy on him, that he could get that first step.
Absolutely. That's right. But I think he could have gotten it on anybody.
That's true. This is the first free throw. He's got a career-high 21 points. Rhode Island will sub Antoine Walker in as Makai Mitchell will check out, and Curry's second free throw.
I think that's a tired thing. You know, David Cox has to have him a little bit later, and he needs a blow. He needs the post players to be very fresh in this game to crash the offensive glass when you're this far behind in a game.
13-point lead. Shipper somehow kept his foot. That is a violation.
10 seconds, right?
14 turnovers for Rhode Island.
Watch this now as he comes over here. Ace Baldwin almost takes it away from him. He almost travels. That's what they do to you. You don't practice against that.
Here's Ward into the paint. Ward, turnaround one-hander, no good. Shepard with the board. Shepard bounce pass along the baseline. Ball is loose. Well, I think Rhode Island might catch VCU on the turnovers.
I'll tell you, but you know, that was a pass to a guy's ankles.
Curry cut off on the baseline, and Curry turns it over. It's kind of the same start we had in the first half. Leggett for three, good. And Leggett has canned his last couple of threes.
He's getting technical here.
And a timeout called by Rhode Island. You're right, he's fortunate he didn't get one. That is awesome, AJ. I know you got your Jordans on. You want the basketball right now, don't you?
Yeah, put me in, Coach.
That's great. We're really looking forward to that. As AJ said, she's a very proud Howard alum.
She was working on her jump shot today at the shoot-around.
We've seen others try to work on their jump shot at shoot-arounds.
Yes, indeed.
And they're not as good.
And she didn't have any turnovers, though, and these guys have had 31, and there's still 16 minutes to go.
Yeah, AJ, what would your coaches say to you if there were 31 turnovers in the game you played?
Probably some things that are not for TV right now, so yeah.
David Cox decided to change defense, their zone.
And Hason Ward gets free in the zone, can't convert the slam, but he's fouled. And he'll get a couple of free throws. 10-point game. Does Rhode Island have enough to come on all the way back?
They need more scoring from other players if they're going to maintain their lead. And turning the ball over has been, for both teams, a nightmare in this game.
It is remarkable. You know, we've been talking so much about VCU turning the ball over, but all of a sudden Rhode Island is creeping closer and closer to them.
And it was 13-11 at halftime, turnovers. So the pace of the game is beating both teams. They're playing way too wild and a little bit out of control. But when you shoot 50% in the first half, like VCU did, and 46% from three, you're okay with that.
Absolutely. Hason Ward at the free throw line. Bob, you mentioned it. VCU 10 of 12 from the free throw line. That's been a story as well.
Yep.
11 of 13 because Rhode Island is 8 for 22 from the free throw line.
So knowing that, fouling by VCU becomes a strategy. You put them on the line instead of giving them layups.
Second shot is good. A little full court pressure. Not a surprise by VCU after the make.
Let's see if they run in trap.
Shepard right to the basket over the top of Ward. The ball is bounced around. I think Walker got his hand on it and knocked it in.
See, Shepard knows how to play against the press. You can't pass against it. You have to dribble against it.
Here's Curran Heading to the basket. That's a heck of a drive by the youngster to get that one to go.
Very nice.
Mike Rhodes said earlier this year, he said, I know one thing. He's not afraid. And he meant that more defensively than offensively. Leggett's got a couple threes in this half. Curry's about to check back in for Rhode Island. Makai Mitchell with the ball. Ball knocked away. And the battle at midcourt, they're going to get a foul on Hason Ward. That's his third.
Good hustle by Ward. Both guys were going after the basketball on that one. You make the call.
I might have played on that one.
But the ball's on the ground.
Yeah, he did fall to the floor.
Shepherd kind of pushed off, I thought. Usually the team that is in possession when that kind of thing happens, they get the benefit of the doubt.
Leggett for three, and it's no good. They're going to call foul, though, on Nunn. Well, we're 5 minutes into the second half, and it's a very similar flow, or lack thereof, as the first half.
Yep, very much so. Rhode Island played a little bit better in the beginning of the first half than the end of it. And same thing in this half. They played a little bit better here than they did in the second part of the first half.
Here's Shepherd, and he's tripped from behind. I think that's a good call. It's going to be Ace Baldwin. It wasn't intentional by any stretch.
Making the turn. Yeah, clearly a foul.
5 fouls on VCU. We'll watch that because there's still 15 minutes left, although Rhode Island has not been able to score from the free throw line. They turn it over on the top high-low by Martin.
Nunn needs to get going.
And Nunn is bumped to the ground by Mitchell.
He has not been involved in the offense in this game at all. And normally, you know, he's a guy that's 7-8 points a game. He catches a guy closing out on him and gets around him. He was going to pull up for the jumper and got whacked.
That's 3 fouls on Makai Mitchell. Nunn to the line.
Highly recruited kid from Flint, Michigan. A lot of the the Big 12 teams were after him, and some of the Big 10 teams. There's his numbers on the year. You can see pretty good.
He makes the second free throw. He transferred to prep school in Arizona to get more exposure, and that really did help big time.
Yeah, good. Got him to be a little older as a freshman, too. That's what you want. Shepherd's got jets.
And Shepherd to Martin. Shot is blocked by DeLoach. Mitchell's able to pick it up off the baseline.
Too much dribbling.
Yeah, Makai Mitchell trying to get a position against DeLoach. He stumbles to the ground, lost the ball. Martin's there, and he lays it in.
VCU fell asleep on the weak side. Nobody blocked out. That wasn't even a shot.
48-36. Williams covered by Martin. Kern able to get it past the defender. Nunn from the free throw line. No good. And the rebound is run down by Malik Martin. Hey, the door's open for Rhode Island.
No doubt.
Although they can't keep doing that. Because that may close all the doors. That's 17 turnovers.
A lot of time left. He's got his head up. That's way, way too high. Intensity level is good. However, when the intensity level goes past a certain point, then lots of mistakes are made, and we're seeing some of that in this game.
Yeah, folks talk about slowing the game down as you get older. That's kind of what they're looking at. That foul's going to be on Makai Mitchell. That'll be his 4th.
Wow. Well, that's some news. Because he's been a good offensive player for them. David Cox is going to have to take him out right here. Watch his hands. He reaches for it right here. Grabs him on the forearm.
Yeah, so his brother Makai will check in.
Yeah, Makai averages a point less, but a rebound or two more than his twin.
Here's Williams. He got a step, and Williams did not get position, but DeLoach is there to lay it in. 50-36. Back to a 14-point game for VCU. Leggett underneath, no good. Williams with the rebound stolen away by Rhode Island, and Leggett's got it back into the hands of Shepard from the corner. Nope, and DeLoach with the rebound.
That looked like the schoolyard there.
Sure did. And a bumpy schoolyard at that.
Yeah. Nice job by Ace slowing this situation down here.
VCU's largest lead is 17. There's only been a couple lead changes. Williams is off the front of the rim. DeLoach is there over the top of the smaller player to get it in.
Shepard can't stay with him under the basket. There's 7-inch difference.
52-36.
Let's watch DeLoach right here. He's got a small man on him, and he takes him right to the front of the rim. Just taps it to himself. That was an easy one. See that tap to himself? That was nice.
Yeah, and there's no way it's an over the back because he never had any part of his body on his back. And now that's athletic from Mikal Mitchell. Count the bucket. Foul is on DeLoach.
Double team in the post. He's coming right down the middle of the lane. Use of the offhand pretty good there. That was not an easy shot.
So Mitchell will go to the free throw line. He's 4 of 8 tonight. And he's unable to finish off the three-point play. I don't know, Bob, that free throw line may be the biggest storyline tonight for Rhode Island.
You're right. But it's constant. It's been like that.
And Williams is fouled going up. That'll be against Mikal Mitchell. You kind of hold your breath if you're VCU every time he gets up after getting knocked down.
I'll tell you what. When we were at shoot-around today, Mike Rhodes was talking to us. Here comes Williams into your living room. And 4 fouls, huh?
Yep.
And Mike talked, and he used the term, he's old school in a very positive way when talking about the injury. And I think what he meant about that is that he's just a tough guy, and he can play through some pain. And you talked a little bit before about how much he should be used in the second half. And the problem is their lead kind of evaporates a little when he's not in there.
Yeah. Carry from the corner. Ball is tipped out. Walker runs it down.
Nice rebounding by Rhode Island.
And that is Martin with a finish on a real sharp pass by Shepard. And here's Hason Ward who slams it home. Playing a little Nerf basketball in the basement. 55-40. Walker for 3. Wow, he was open, and it was a pretty shot.
He's 6'7" and 230.
$11:20 to play. Ward, nope, he traveled.
That's a push.
It was a little bit of a push. Well, it looks like he's going to continue on for the Rams. Again, he's battling a calf injury. You see the numbers tonight: 4 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. He's missed the last 2 games. One of those games was a horrific loss to the Dayton Flyers.
When you get a calf injury like his, they've done an MRI, and he's okay as far as severe, but it tightens up on you.
Sure does.
And you know, you can't run. And for him, I mean, he runs, he jumps, the way they play, all is part of this situation for him.
55-43 the score. Let's go to A.J. Ross.
Well, Tom, ahead of tonight, I spoke with Mike Rhodes, who said that the battle on the glass would be huge. He even talked to his guys about getting clean rebounds so they can get out and run in transition. And they did a better job last time out versus Duquesne. They only gave up 3 offensive rebounds, but they've given up double digits tonight to Rhode Island. So that's another factor in addition to these turnovers that's keeping Rhode Island in this game.
You know, Bob talked about that. Rhode Island does rebound well. They have 13 offensive rebounds.
And that's good because they try to go hard to the basket. It's bad because they're missing a lot of shots. But that's part of their DNA.
Well, Walker missed that shot a few feet from the basket. Williams into the paint. Runner is no good. The putback no good again, but then the slam is much more efficient by Ward.
He's got 3 dunks in this game and almost a 4th on a lob play. Nice hesitation move. Oh!
And the steal on the open floor by Baldwin.
He's smart.
Bounce pass to Ward again. Make it 5 dunks.
That was an unbelievable steal. He just took that away from the guy when he was just standing there.
Yeah, and by the way, those dunks have all been different personalities, too.
Yeah. I like the one in the first half where it was a long lob pass.
Here's Shepherd. Skips it to the corner. Legged for 3. He's fouled by Curry.
Tom, I think we got to start qualifying the dunks. Which one do you like better? This one was fairly standard.
It was efficient, though.
Very efficient. 3 guys touch the ball, a hockey assist for one of the guys, and a real basketball assist with the other.
I still think I like the one in the first half when Walker came up and he basically brought Walker's hand into the dunk.
Yeah, I love that one, too.
All right, so Leggett to the free throw line. And he converts it. 9 of 24 from the line tonight for Rhode Island.
Yeah, and unfortunately that has repeated in a lot of games this year. My fault, says Curry. In a helter-skelter game like this, I mean, you got to get back. There's going to be a lot of layups if you don't get back.
So he'll get a 3rd shot. He was fouled on the 3-point opportunity. Brown Jones in, Williams out. Ward's going to check out. DeLoach is back in.
See Mike over there talking to Williams. And the crowd giving him a little bit of a nice hand as he goes out. That might be it for him.
6 assists.
6 assists, wow.
Leggett's reached double digits. He missed the 3rd shot. 59-47. You see the free throws for both teams. 26 attempts for Rhode Island. Brown leaves it for Curry. Curry off the glass using his strength to draw the contact and get the bucket to go.
That was a thing of beauty. Ace Baldwin was going to shoot that. Watch this. He's going to shoot it, but Curry cuts along the baseline and gives it off to him. Curry is a master of moving without the basketball. If I'm guarding him, I got to keep my eyes on him all the time. How about this teamwork? Love that.
24 points for Curry. And Martin runs down the rebound. And Baldwin dishing it out. He's stealing it. That 3 is no good. Sahonis takes the board. No look pass to DeLoach. It's stolen away by Leggett. Great hands. Leggett to the baseline. Carry. And he lost it. Battle for the loose ball. Leggett again out of the pile. Here's Shepherd for 3 way downtown. It's no good. Walker's putback slam is no good. Here's DeLoach. Oh, that's a good stop.
Absolutely. That could have been poked away. DeLoach did a good job there. Sahonis is making some nice passes.
VCU trying to win its 15th game. Meanwhile, Rhode Island has lost 5 straight. They're trying to stem the tide. They really haven't been able to get anything going offensively on a consistent basis.
No doubt about it. Let's talk a little A-10, huh?
Yeah.
Davidson is 19-3. They're 6-0 on away courts. They lost 2 games early to San Francisco, which is no problem. New Mexico State, not so much. And they lost to VCU by 2 at home. Otherwise, they got a clean slate. That is awesome. 9-1 in the league. I mean, with Lee, who was their signature player early, and Lawyer and Brajkovic. I mean, you talk about a point guard, a wing guy, and an inside player. That's awesome.
St. Louis, even without Perkins, 16 wins.
Yep. Gibson Jimerson, leading scorer in the league, and Yuri Collins of St. Louis leads the nation in assists. He gets 8.5 assists per game. A lot of guys don't get 8 assists in a season. Tremendous point guard.
You know, it's interesting, too. We look at that list. St. Bonaventure was picked to win this.
Yes,
and
yes.
COVID's probably discouraged them more than most teams in the Atlantic 10. I think that's what's going to make this tournament exciting, because St. Bonaventure has a chance, you know, even if they're 6th place, to do something.
They were picked to win the league because of their veteran players, and they had a great season last year. They don't have depth, but those guys can get it together at any point.
Saw those numbers on KeShawn Curry, a career high, 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. He had been cold, ice cold from beyond the arc since the non-conference schedule. Here's El-Amin. El-Amin to the corner. Shepard, little bump. Now Mitchell playing with 4 fouls. He and his brother both. Leggett for 3. Leggett can't get it to go, and DeLoach with the rebound.
Amin is long and lean, unlike his dad, who was like a linebacker point guard.
Sure was.
And what a great player he was.
Ishmael has not gotten it going offensively tonight. Wearing number 42 in honor of his dad. That was his college number. Here's Curry into the paint. 24 points. Could he make it 26? He can. But Jones is there to put it back. Mikal Brown-Jones from Philadelphia.
Look at this switch. 6'9" guy guarding a guard.
Well, the brothers get a little action together from one to the other. Makai to Mikal.
You know, VCU's pressure, they force a lot of turnovers, but what they really do is they make you shoot a low percentage because you're not taking shots that you normally take. Off balance, too fast, you know, lots of those kind of shots against them.
Out of bounds, 6:54 to play. 65-49.
Very, very good team, and David Roddy is one of the best players in America if you haven't seen that.
Again, you can just sit back and enjoy a little college hoops here at CBS Sports Network. Well, with Bob Wenzel and A.J. Ross, I'm Tom McCarthy here at VCU. Mitchell, right side of the lane. His brother is there to clean it up. I don't know if he cleaned up the room for him all the time, but he cleaned up that shot.
Full court press. Let's see what happens with this now. This is a gamble on David Cox's part. Nunn's got to get it over. He's not the best ball handler on this team.
Yeah, Nunn to the free throw line, and it's going to eventually be a foul on El-Amin. That's the 9th foul on Rhode Island, so it'll send Nunn to the free throw line.
I'm surprised Vince Williams is back in the game.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
He went out with 9:30 to go, and they had a comfortable lead. And, you know, Mike Rhodes knows what he's doing. I'm not suggesting that he did anything different. It just surprises me a little bit. But on the other hand, when you think about it, they're so much smoother when he's in the game. And he's the experienced guy that as they get down, you know, for a couple of more minutes, you need a guy that's going to keep them under control and not turning it over like 18 times.
Yeah. He saw 4 points, 3 rebounds. He also has a boatload of assists. The 3 from way downtown for Shepard is no good.
See how Curry looks for Ace Baldwin? He knows he's the primary ball handler, even though that was a cross-court pass. And Williams, of course, is a great assist guy. So he can play out here without trying to do something overly athletic and be productive.
And Baldwin going right to the basket. Mitchell plucks it right out of the air. Shepard with the save at midcourt. Martin right to the basket.
Great fast break.
Sure was. 12-point game, 5:20 to play.
The problem when your point guard goes all the way to the basket and misses, he's usually the guy that's back defensively. So the 2 guard has to get back, and that did not happen.
Williams slips the pass. Oh, boy, how about that? He looked like a point guard slipping that pass to Curry.
Amen. How many assists is that for him now? 7?
That is number 7.
Wow.
Mitchell to Mitchell. Underneath to Martin. Lost control of it. 19 turnovers now for Rhode Island. Curry to DeLoach. DeLoach underneath, has it blocked away by Mitchell. Loose ball, DeLoach gets it back and forces the issue. 69-53 and a timeout called by VCU.
Stick-to-itiveness by DeLoach. Curry congratulating him. VCU after it on the boards. Season high was 14-15, and his, I think, career high was about that as well.
Yep.
8 for 10 from the field. Talk about a guy doing some work. Wow.
So Rhode Island will have the basketball down 16.
Here comes a trap. Fake trap.
Curry is on Carey. Baldwin is on Shepard. Nunn has Leggett. Ball is knocked away. The steal by Nunn. And Curry going right to the rim. Off the glass. He made everything tonight. 28 points. I wonder if that carries over for Curry, because they could use output, not necessarily like this, but even more than what he's been doing.
Yeah, yeah. But they use so many guys, it's not the same guy.
Very true. Xavier in the Big East is like that. They have all these different leading scorers.
Yep.
Mitchell, jumper no good, Nunn with the board. Baldwin takes the clock to 3.5 minutes here in the second half. Baldwin, Hason Ward, maybe a little too much that time. Here's Carey to the corner, Shepard for 3. Shepard keeps on playing as he cans that one. 71-56.
Vince looks tired. He's dribbling the ball really high there, a little loose.
Well, if you're VCU, you got to be happy with even the output he's gotten minutes-wise in this game. Williams into the paint, cut off with a double team, tried to squirt it through the legs of the Mitchell brothers. And they had the steals. The ball's knocked out of bounds by Williams. Antoine Walker back in. Makai Mitchell. Both brothers transferring from Maryland to Rhode Island. Two and a half to play. Ball's knocked away. Baldwin with the steal. Into the open floor for Williams. Head into the rim. 24 steals in the last 6 games for Ace Baldwin. That was number 4 tonight.
Wow. That's a weapon. You know, I'm thinking about VCU's past and their great history, and in 2011 they made it to the Final Four, right? And almost didn't even qualify for the tournament. But what a lot of people don't realize about them is in 12, 13, and 14, they had a better record than the team that went to the Final Four.
Baldwin checks out, Shepard to the line. For those of you tuning in for the Butler-Creighton game, you'll be able to find that online at cbssports.com/CBSSN as soon as it tips off. And of course, we'll get you out there immediately after the conclusion of this game. I know Lapp has worked on his makeup tonight, so we got to make sure we get it out there for him. Ward with the high screen. By the way, he's got his 5th double-double of the year. Nunn to the basket. Shot is partially blocked by Carey. Carey to Mitchell, and they ran right to the rim.
Nunn is hurt. He's calling for coach to take him out, and nobody sees it. Now he does. He's limping.
Yeah, he is. So Ace Baldwin is back in.
Over in the left half.
Get out! Get out!
Boy, Ace Baldwin has great change of direction, doesn't he?
He sure does. He's bumped by Carey. It would have counted.
He gets that move where he goes between his legs 2 or 3 times, and he's about an inch off of the floor, and then he explodes.
So he'll go to the free throw line. 2 for 2 tonight for the free throw line, 7 points. And he missed that one. Rhode Island heading toward its 6th consecutive loss. Bob, you coached for a long time. These are tough to stop, some of these losing streaks.
Yep. And,
you do everything you can, right?
Yeah, and I'm sure David Cox is changing things. You know, you don't do the same thing over and over and over again, right? You try to do something else. I admire how do you test the team's heart? It's, you know, defense and on the glass, offensive rebounding. And they show plenty of effort.
Absolutely.
And in this game, you know, they ran into a buzzsaw in terms of a great defensive team. Their offense has been the struggle for them.
And tonight, the free throw line has been a problem for them as well. Sahonis, I think he had designs of going to the basket from the time he had it at midcourt.
Sahonis was right in front of us. I was almost trying to steal the ball from him. Sahonis just went right by us. And he really protected the ball nicely there and got fouled. I think he's an important player for Mike Rhodes because of his shooting ability. We haven't seen it a lot in this game. But I think when he plays in a game that's not quite helter-skelter, I think that if he has time and he has the setups, he can make threes.
Josh Banks in the game for the first time for VCU. And 2 misses by Sahonis, a little frustrated. You can see it in his body language. Carey going right to the cup. His foul going up with 36 seconds left. Against Josh Banks. Well, Mike Rhodes' team lost it. It's a tough one to Dayton. I mean, they got whooped by Dayton here.
By 30.
Yep. They don't lose a lot here.
And Vince didn't play in that game, right?
He did not. They survived Duquesne without Vince because of a good second half.
But he's necessary, clearly. They have won some close ones. At Davidson by 2, at Richmond by 2, at Dayton by 1.
73-62, 34 seconds to play. Brown Jones has dribbled it off his foot. Rhode Island will get it back.
Brown Jones was looking to his right there to try to pass to someone.
That's all you gotta do.
Shot clock is off. 28.1 to play. They just adjusted the clock. Each team with 21 turnovers. Walker for 3, made one earlier, doesn't make one there. Mitchell with the board and the putback with 15 seconds left. 73-64. But this is going to wind up being a 9-point game unless Curry does something here. Curry was explosive tonight for VCU. A career-high 28 points. 28 of the 73 points. And VCU has defeated Rhode Island 73-64. There are the numbers. 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. And VCU now 8-3 in the Atlantic 10, 15-7 overall. Well, I think if you're Mike Rhodes, you accomplished a couple of things. You got Williams some time, and you got a victory.